a beautiful young bride-to-be,
She was looking forward to the future.
and the men who loved her.
Did it seem like he was obsessive over her?
That's what friends had described it.
But could one of them be responsible for her disappearance just days before her I do's?
You think you got your guy?
Oh, yes. We definitely knew we had our guy.
It's a mystery with a surprise ending that even the most seasoned detectives could have never predicted.
And boom.
That's probably the best word is boom.
It's a Sunday afternoon in Richmond, Indiana, and 28-year-old Niqui McCown is checking off her to-do list before her wedding day. One errand includes a trip to the neighboring town of Dayton, Ohio, to pick up some beauty supplies.
She'd mentioned that after she was going to the laundromat.
And her fiancé, Bobby Webster, is busy with his own pre-wedding prep that day.
I had a couple of buddies that were kind of slow on, getting their tuxedo sizes. So I took my friend Bill to the tuxedo place.
Bobby met the woman he was about to marry in high school.
I used to play basketball, and all the girls, we tried to impress them. And I finally got a, conversation with her and asked her out on a date.
But after high school, Bobby and Nikki broke up and went their separate ways. Nikki moved on to date a local Richmond man named Stephen Johnston. They had a daughter together named Peyton.
If I was smarter, she'd still be here and we'd still be together.
Why did you and Nikki break up?
I wasn't good to her. I wasn't at all. I cheated, I was abusive.
Did Nikki leave you?
Yes.
But Nikki never forgot about her first love, Bobby, and the feeling was mutual when the two reconnected a few years later.
We were together for about 3.5 years before I moved to California. And then I came back. We got back together the minute I got back, it seemed, from California, and it went on from there.
To a whirlwind romance ending in a proposal, and now the happy couple is just 3 weeks away from their big day.
Were you excited to get married?
Yes. Yes, she knew me inside out, and she just, even now puts a smile on my face. Having those memories of her still puts a smile on my face.
And she was all smiles on that Sunday afternoon when she stopped by her sister's house.
She did her laundry every Sunday right down the street from my house. She would have just been sitting at my house waiting for her laundry to get done. We just hung out. That's what we did.
But on this day in question, when Nikki will go missing, something happens on one of her trips back and forth from her sister's house to the laundromat, and it appears to upset Nikki.
She said they just won't leave me alone.
Nikki tells her family she's getting harassed by a couple of men at the laundromat.
And my mom said, "What's going on, Nikki? What's going on?" She said, "Well, you're an attractive girl. Things like that happen. Guys do that." She said, "Just go get your laundry and come bring it back here. You can dry it here."
Nikki tells her family she'll be back and heads over to the laundromat to grab her clothes. Meanwhile, Nikki's fiancé Bobby returns from the tuxedo shop around 4:30 that afternoon.
I started watching TV, and I got lost in that TV show, so I got kind of lost on time. It's assumed that she was over at a friend's, just, chatting away about the wedding and, doing extra shopping, too. I assumed she was out spending more money than we were agreeing to spend, I guess. She liked to shop.
But that wasn't the case.
No, sir. No.
At this point, another hour has passed. It's now 5:30 and Nikki is a no-show back at her sister's house. Bobby hasn't heard from her either, and when he tries to call Nikki, there's no response.
And as time kept ticking, I started getting a little worried.
Then, a final red flag for Nikki's loved ones when she fails to pick up her 9-year-old daughter.
Her grandmother called me and said, "Hey, would you come and get paid?" I'm like, "Sure, what's going on?" And they told me then.
While Stephen takes care of Peyton, Nikki's siblings and fiancé head to her parents' home to come up with a game plan.
We started making a lot of calls. We started calling a lot of hospitals. About 9 or 10 o'clock, no word, no call back.
Another concerning fact is that Nikki had left her purse and ID at the apartment she shared with her fiancé and daughter.
So now we're freaking, and at that point we went down and we got the papers to report her missing.
Michelle Miller is a detective with the Richmond Police Department, where Nikki's family first filed the missing persons report.
Through talking to family and friends, her and her fiance, Robert Webster, had loaded the car with clothes for her to go to the laundromat.
She just goes to the laundromat and then she disappears.
Yes.
Well, not exactly.
There is surveillance footage of the convenience store that she had stopped at.
Coming up,
It's creepy.
Very creepy.
Nikki's last known moments are caught on tape, but what do they reveal about her disappearance?
Must have been baffling. Probably still is baffling.
Absolutely.
And maybe her happily ever after wasn't so happy.
Nikki's only gone a few days, and this dude's already canceling the wedding? It's as though he knew she wasn't coming back.
These are the last known images of Nikki a short time before she vanished. You can clearly see Nikki at the counter making a purchase and then leave the store.